Welcome everyone into our new Madden 20 franchise series with the Arizona Cardinals. It's about time that I go ahead and start this series up. I was waiting until we got to a good stopping point with the Brewers series, but as the days went on, the Brewers series is still going in season 1. So I decided, you know what, instead of waiting, why not go ahead and start this series up right now. Now, first things first, if you are new to the channel and you haven't seen the Brewers series, there is a card in the top right-hand corner. Go and check it out. It would just mean a lot to me if you went ahead and checked it out. But anyways, now let's go ahead and start off with talking about the Arizona Cardinals. So why did I pick this Cardinals team? Well, first things first, I love Kyler Murray. I've loved him since he was down in Oklahoma, and I wanted him to go to the Cardinals even though they had Josh Rosen, and well, look what happened. I also enjoy watching Kliff Kingsbury's offense work in the NFL. One of the best things about the NFL season from the last year was watching this Cardinals team and how they grew over the year. If you watch the team in week 1 and then you watch the team in week 17, it is night and day, the difference you'll see. And so being able to control that progression in our Madden franchise is going to be fun. It's exciting. It's all I've wanted to do. And now you add on top of that, a top 3 receiver in the NFL in DeAndre Hopkins. And wow, I mean, this team just on paper, it just blows you away. And then when we're talking about the draft this team just had, of course, in the first round, they got Isaiah Simmons. Simmons is going to be currently our starting strong safety on the depth chart. That's what it's going to say. But he's also going to be my user linebacker, and he might play safety. Who knows? He might even line up at corner if push comes to shove. You never know. We'll just see. We'll figure out where Isaiah Simmons fits in, where we need him to go. In the third round, this team picked up Josh Jones. Jones is an interesting kind of project tackle prospect that they have. I think he'll be pretty good. I like the guy. He is not going to start right now just because we have Marcus Gilbert and DJ Humphries, but Gilbert is on a 1-year deal. DJ Humphries also could be inconsistent, so his opportunity may come for him sooner rather than later, but for sure he'll be our starting right tackle at season 2. That is currently the plan. And then in the 4th round, this team picked up Leki Fotu and Rashad Lawrence. Both are pretty good run-stuffing defensive tackles, just guys that'll help fill in roster spots and guys that I'm excited to see. They're going to be cheap options for us at a position that I personally don't value very highly, so it's always helpful to have those guys. And then we also, in the 6th round, picked up Evan Weaver, a interior linebacker who's half decent. He's great at tackling, which is cool. He'll be a rotational linebacker, not really going to be a guy that I expect to start and blow anything out of the water though. And then in the 7th round, we got Eno Benjamin, who's a running back who can kind of do it all out of the backfield. So, he can just be a helpful tool who's pretty cheap and will be on the team for a good little while. So, other than that, some other things I wanted to mention. First, the Larry FITZGERALD thing. So Fitz is still on the team, and I love Larry Fitz, but let's be fair, let's be honest. His time with the team is kind of over. He's had a long career on this Cardinals team, and I want to make this about the young guys. I want to give guys like KIRK and Andy Isabella the playing time, and I don't want Larry FITZGERALD to take that playing time away. That's basically going to be what's going to happen with Fitz, is he's going to be our 4th wide receiver and our 2nd slot guy, so he's still going to get opportunities. He's still going to, record stats for us. It's just he's not going to be a starter or a guy we really focus on, at least in this first year. He'll probably retire after year number 1, and it'll be, sad, but that's just how it is. Hopefully, somehow we can win a Super Bowl in this first year, even though I sincerely doubt it's going to happen for him, but it would be cool. As for what signings or changes we made before we get into the preseason here, so we did bring in Luke Stalker because I wanted another blocking tight end. He's kind of going to be a fullback and a tight end for us just because we really needed that blocking help. A lot of the tight ends on this team outside of Max Williams can't block. For example, this team just brought in Dylan Cantrell in real life. He's a former Texas Tech wide receiver that worked with Kingsbury. He's not a bad, receiving tight end. It's just that when you actually get into blocking and things like that, he is just terrible at it because he's a receiver. So we brought in Luke Stalker. Hopefully that can help us out, as the Kingsbury system does kind of prefer tight ends and guys who can do a little bit in the pass blocking game. But other than that, there wasn't really any other changes or signings that I really saw that we needed to make on the team. Now, if you're wondering what roster I'm using, I am using that Franchise Guys roster. It has all of the updated draft picks, cuts, trades, offseason moves, you name it, it's got it. I'll leave a link to a video in the description if you guys want to check it out and learn how to use the roster to its full potential in your own franchises. And then as for my sliders, first my XP sliders, I'm using T-Dogs. They have worked pretty well for me for the last few years, and they're pretty realistic. I've used them all throughout this year, and I've played a lot of franchise mode. I have had no complaints so far, so I'm going to continue using them here. And then my gameplay sliders are going to be Deuce Douglas's sliders that he used in his Falcons franchise. They're going to be in the description down below of every single video. If I change something, you'll see that change reflected in the description. But other than that, the last thing I'll go ahead and mention is for my formatting. I'm going to be playing every single game of every single season for this series. Obviously, if the views just don't do that well or I get really tired out of it, I'll try to make some change to the format to speed up the seasons a little bit more. But that's at least my plan that I'm going to try to go for at least the first season. But anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. The next episode is going to be week 1. I didn't want to waste y'all's time going over the preseason, going over the cuts. We know what the team is. You guys saw most of the guys who will be the starters, and I'll just cut some 12 irrelevant players. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Adios.